Hello everyone. Today we will look at the divisibility rules of 2 and 3 again. But first we will look at divisibility again. I have 20 apples. I have to divide it equally between 4 friends. I divide the apples. Everyone gets 5 apples and no apples are left. Next, I have to divide 20 apples again, but this time I have to divide it between 3 friends equally. I divide the apples. Everyone gets 6 apples, but 2 apples are left in the basket. So what did I do to find the answer? How did we do it? Yes, we did division. 20 apples between 4 friends and they get 5 apples each and no apples are left in the basket. 20 apples between 3 friends, they get 6 apples each and 2 apples are left in the basket. So what is divisibility? Here we saw that we could divide 20 apples between 4 friends equally and no apples were left in the basket. But when we divided 20 apples between 3 friends equally, 2 apples were left in the basket. So divisibility means to check if I can divide a number equally without leaving a remainder. In this example, 20 is divisible by 4 because no apples were left in the basket. But 20 is not divisible by 3 because 2 apples were left in the basket. So why do we need the rules of divisibility which we have been looking at? We have 20 apples and we have to divide it between 4 people. It is very easy to divide, isn't it? We do the division and we can find out. Now, if I have 2242 apples and if I want to find out whether I can divide it between 4 friends without leaving any, we will still do the division, isn't it? Next, if I have 2,23,421 apples, can I divide them equally between 4 friends without leaving any? It's a big number, isn't it? So we can divide the numbers each time and find out the answer. Or we can take a shortcut. We can find the rules of divisibility. And this is what we have been looking at. To find the rules of divisibility for 2 and 3. The divisibility rule of 2. How many apples I can divide equally between 2 people so that no apples are left in the basket? So if we want to answer this question, we can answer it by the rules of divisibility. So what is the rule of divisibility? We already found this out in yesterday's lesson. You can take a look at that lesson to understand how we found the rules of divisibility for 2. So what is the rule of divisibility? If the last digit of a number is 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, that is, it is an even number, we can divide it equally into 2 parts. So, how do we find out if a number is divisible by 2? First, we check the last digit of the number. Is it 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8? If it is any one of these numbers, then it is divisible by 2. Means I can divide the number into 2 equal parts without leaving a remainder. But if the number does not have the last digits as 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, then it is not divisible by 2. When I divide the number into 2 equal parts, there will be something left as a remainder. So let us see what we have learned by some examples. The number 4782. Step 1. Check the last digit. Is it 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8? Yes, it is. So the number is divisible by 2. Let's look at the next number. 3987. What is the last digit? It is 7. So it is not an even number, or it is not 0. So it is not divisible by 2. The last one, 20,234. Check the last digit. It is an even number. So it is divisible by 2. So this is how we use the divisibility rule of 2 to find out whether a number is divisible by 2 without doing the actual division. Now you can also try by dividing the three numbers and see if there is a remainder or not. If the remainder is 0, then it is divisible by 2. If the remainder is not 0, then it is not divisible by 2. The divisibility rule of 3. This is also something we looked at yesterday. You can watch the video I sent yesterday to find out how we find out the divisibility rule of 3. So what is the divisibility rule of 3? We add the digits of the number. If we can divide the sum into 3 equal parts without leaving a remainder, then the number can also be divided into 3 equal parts without leaving a remainder. Let us see this in more detail. So what are the steps to find out if a number is divisible by 3? First, we add all the digits in the number to get the sum. Next, we find out if the sum can be divided by 3 without leaving a remainder. If the sum can be divided by 3 without a remainder, then the number itself can be divided by 3 without leaving a remainder. So the number is divisible by 3. But if the sum cannot be divided by 3, then the number also cannot be divided by 3. Let us look at some examples. 34,782. What is the first step? We add all the digits. 3 plus 4 plus 7 plus 8 plus 2. And we get 24. Now, is 24 divisible by 3? Can we divide 24 by 3 without a remainder? Yes, we can. So, 34,782 also we can divide by 3 without leaving a remainder. 3,989. Again, we check what is the sum of the digits. 3 plus 9 plus 8 plus 9, which gives us 29. Now we divide 29 by 3 and we get a remainder. So, 3,989 is not divisible by 3 because the sum is not divisible by 3. 60,252. We add up all the digits in the number and we get 15. Now we divide 15 by 3 and we get that the remainder is 0. So 60,252 is also divisible by 3 because the sum of its digits, which is 15, is also divisible by 3. So here is to summarize the divisibility rules of 2 and 3. If the last digit of a number is 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, an even number, then it is divisible by 2. If the sum of all digits in a number is divisible by 3, the number is also divisible by 3. We will practice this more in the test.